Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you're all fine. Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing the Computer Science 9618 paper 2 and the May-June 2024 variant 21. These questions and these papers 21, 22, 23, they are important, and as they give you the very recent technique and the method of the questions, and if you practice these questions, you will have a clear understanding of the latest method of the questions that comes in the paper. So let's start. In this question number 1, we have an algorithm is developed in Pseudocode. The following table shows 4 valid pseudocode assignment statement. Complete the table by giving an appropriate data type to declare each of the variable A, B, C, and D. So you're just going to identify that what data type you will assign for the variables. As you can see here, all of these are using the assignment statement with this arrow in between. And so there are some built-in functions, although we have the insert given to us in paper 2, and that is provided with the paper, and you can refer to all the built-in functions that are used probably in various questions. So in this question, my name is a variable, and that has a data that technically it has a string data, and then when it is used in the built-in function left and with 1, it means it will take 1 letter and A will receive 1 letter. So preferably it must be char. All right. Then the second is the total multiplied by 2 and assigned to B. This can be an integer data type. It can also be a real. Then item cost, that is rounded integer converted into a whole number and then divided by 3, and then the answer is given to C. So preferably real, because the division will result in a fractional value, odd or even. This is a string assigned to D, so this is string. All right. Now the variable sorted has the value false and tries 9 ID ZGAC001. Okay. All right. So I said that the sorted tries and ID, these 3 variables, and the values are mentioned over here. And complete the table by evaluating each expression using the example values. Now, tries is less than 10. First is this part. The tries is less than 10 means 9 is less than 10, so it evaluates to true. And not sorted, so sorted has false, not will reverse it to true. So and means both sides return true, so the result is the true. Then tries mod 4, and tries mod 4, tries has 9, mod 4 means the remainder. So when we take 9 and 4, so definitely 4 2s are 8 and the remainder is 1. To lower ID has all this text, and you will go to third 1 2 3, that is A, and because 1 says to extract one letter, and then to lower, so we have to convert it into a lower. Length ID and XX, ID is all this and XS, so plus these 2. So how many digits in ID? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is greater than equal to tries. Tries is 9, so it is equal to tries, so it will return true. All right. So this is how we solve this part. And I usually advise my students that don't lose this question number 1, the marks of this question number 1. It will give you an opportunity to save yourself by correctly responding to these questions. Means you will get 8 marks, that is 8 and onward. You can see 9 10 11 3 marks these, and these are quite a healthy question, and means a question with more better weightage. All right, so don't lose these questions, and these are the questions that can give you a support in increasing or improving your grade. So the C part, variable A, B, C, and D in part are not good programming practice. So it is, if you're doing programming and you're using the variables and you're just giving the name as A, B, C, and D. Why these variable numbers are not suitable? Because these are not these are not meaningful. All right, this is something very important in the coding, that whenever you are writing, they must be meaningful. Meaningful means they must indicate, clearly define its purpose. All right, the name must clearly define its purpose. Like you are getting age and you're writing a, it's better to take the variable as age. Identify one problem that these variables my names might cause. What problem if we get a, b, c, and they are difficult to understand in a program or refer to its role. You'll not be able to identify exactly what the role of this variable is when you will have a very big program, and just by writing a, b, and c, you will not be able to understand it. The choice of suitable variable name is one example of a good programming practice. Give one other. Now, other than putting a good name for a variable, what other practice? The use of white space, which is called indentation. Okay, that is called indentation. All right, so hope this thing is clear. All right, now coming to the next question, question number 2. An algorithm has 3 steps. It will repeatedly input a variable pair of numeric values a and b. Count. Now you need to just highlight, whenever attempting these questions, just highlight what it's doing. Input a pair of numeric values a and b. Count the number of the pairs that are input until a has been greater than b 10 times. Output the number of the pairs that were input. So input a pair of a numeric values a and b. Okay, so which is already here, the values input. Now what we have to do, the first is the process box. That means that you need to initialize some variables. Like here we have count the number. So one is the count we can use. Count. It can be initialized to 0. And then input until a has been greater than b. So we can call it, this can be another count. We need 2 counts, attempts. This is also 0. All right. Then input a and b. And one is a count that we need to do, and the other is attempt. So attempt, how many attempt? Because in the question it says, count the number of the pair that are input until a has been greater than b 10 times. So one is the attempt. Attempt plus 1. So this is the counter for attempt, and means the number of the time it will ask the user to input the value. And if a is greater than b, if it is yes, it will proceed to the next option. No, it will go back. If it is yes, then the next thing is, here we are going to now count. Count is count plus 1. Now if it is yes, now the second condition is here is that if it is yes, then it must be greater than a has until it is greater than 10 times. It means you need to check, is count is equal to 10. If it is no, then it will go back and will ask again. And if it is yes, what will happen? It will output. What is to output? Output the number of the pairs that were output. So actually we need to output the attempts. How many times it is? Attempts. All right. So this is how this question is solved. Now the next part says step 1 of the algorithm is change a variable. This sequence is used to enter a sequence of 10 pairs of numbers using a single input statement. Following the input of this sequence, the revised algorithm will extract the pair of the numbers. Describe the variable this sequence and how the numbers are extracted. So this sequence, the variable this sequence is going to input. The question says that in place of asking the person to enter the number again and again, the pair of the numbers again and again, you're asked to, you will be taking the values in a single attempt, 10 pairs of numeric values. So what we will do in this question, so we will actually, this sequence, a variable of string type will be used to input the data. Okay, this is one thing, 1 point, because we have 2 marks. And then because it is used to enter a sequence of 10 pairs of the numeric value, so we need to use a technique that will mention that that these are pairs of values. We'll use two separate each pair, all right, of values. So these two things we'll do to. Now the question number 3, a diagram shows an abstract data type representation of a linked list after data item. PS is the pointer to start, PF is pointer to free list, label DF, DC, DB, these are the data items, labels FG, FH, FM and FW, these are also the data items. Describe the linked list immediately after initialization, before any data items are added. So before the values they are added, what will happen? What we need to, the start pointer, the PS, which is the start pointer, will point to nothing, means null. Second is the PF, which is the free list pointer, will point to the first node in free list. It will point to the first node in the free list. And the third is that only the free list will have nodes. You must know this thing that whenever the linked list is created, it actually starts with a free list. All the nodes are available to the free list. So when a linked list will be created and a node will be added, that node will be borrowed from the free list. All right. So this is something very important related to the ADT. A program will be written to include a linked list to store alphanumeric users IDs. The design uses 2 variables and 2 1D array to implement the linked list. Each array element contains data of a single data type and not a record. Okay, the statement below describe the design, complete the statement. The 2 variable will be of type. 2 variables here are the start pointer and the free list pointer. So they will be of type integer, because they will be referring to the location, to the address of the nodes. One will be referring to the head of the first node, and the free list will be pointing to the next available node. The 2 variable will be used as a pointer. The value stored in the 2 variables will indicate what it will indicate. It will indicate the 2 variable. One will indicate the what we will call the first node added, and The first node added and the next node available. Next node available in the free list. The first 1D array will be of type which will have the data, will be of the type here is definitely string, and the first node array will be used. The first will be used to store the data. The second will be of type integer, and it will be used to hold, will be used to hold data of type integer, used to hold the pointer. All right, so this is how this question is solved. Okay. A global array, 1D array data contains 100 element of type integer. The function check will total the element values in odd index location, total the element values in even index location. Okay. So in an array, the odd index locations will be totaled and the even index location will be totaled, and return one of the three strings based on that total, odd, even or same, to indicate which total is the greater or whether the total are the same. So we need to write the pseudocode for the function check. So it will be returning the string. So the function is it return string. All right. So what we will do in it, we need to identify the technique through which we need variables, we need odd, we need even sum, odd sum, and then we need to have these two variables will be of type integer, even sum and odd sum, and then we also need to return type. We can call it return string. It can be out string. All right, so we'll just do this. Okay, now first of all we need to calculate, use loop for I is from 1 to how many elements? 100 element. Step 2, and then we will have the odd sum. Okay, one more thing we can do is odd sum 0, even sum to 0, odd sum plus, we are going to add the array here is the data. All right, and then another loop. You can use a different logic here, and it's totally up to you that with whatever logic you follow, whatever is more better near your own learning techniques. I'm making it simple. For I is 1 and for j is, now it can be from 0 to 100, step 2, and even sum is even sum plus data j, next j. So we did the calculation. We calculated odd and even over here. Okay. Now the condition here is what is in the question. Return one of the three string, odd, even or same, to indicate which total is greater or whether the total are the same. So if Now we need to use the if condition. If odd sum is greater than even sum, then we'll use out string is odd. Else if even sum is greater than odd sum, then out string is even, else out string is equal. Okay, so this is and if, and the last thing is that we will return out string and function. So this is how we solve this question, function check. Okay, now question number 5. Question number 5 is a global 1D array of string contain 3 numbers, 3 elements, which are assigned values as shown. These are the 3 arrays, 3 elements, sorry. Array is the data. And it has 3 elements, and element 1 has A, and B, and C. The process manipulates the value in the array. The procedure is written in pseudocode as follows. Procedure name is process, and the data is format. And declare count index L result string C star, result is initially. This is the first value, and we'll start from count till the length of the format, and we'll step 2, and we get C L values will assign, and then we'll calculate index, and then so on. So let's start. Count is initially 1. So count is okay. Before we start, we just initialize the value. What is in the result? Before we have to fill these things. This is the global, and this is the result. So result is star star star. How many stars? 1 2 3 4. And what is in the data? 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 times. In the data 1 we have, and in the B we have, and 3 we have. So this is the initial data. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay. So now the first thing is count is 1. So count is 1. So what will come in the process? This is the data that we will get. X 3. I'm writing it larger so that we can focus it more easily. 2 W and 4. Okay, so this is the data that we are using, which will be called, means which will come to the format. Okay, because the parameter name is format. So count is 1. So what will come in the C? We have to check the C. C is format, which is this is the format. This is the format, and format has count and 1. So location 1, and so C will get mid, the first element, that is the X. This comes in the C. And what comes in the L? Again the format. The format has again this text, and in this text the count plus 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2, and then 1 letter, and then string to num. So the next is 3, so it will be converted into an integer. So X here is the X that we extracted here is initially, so we need to put a single apostrophe here to show that it is not an integer, it is actually a character here. Okay, so we got one character here. Now what is in the index? Now we'll calculate the index. Index is count, which is 1. 1 plus 1, 2, divided by 2. 2 ones are 1, and index has 1. Okay. Then, after getting 1 in the index, now the condition in the C has X. So it means we'll move to this. So X result to upper data index. Data index is 1, means this one. And this is going to be upper. Okay, so it means will be stored in the result. So the result will have the data of A as A. This is how the data will be in the result. So data will be in the uppercase, and then it will be given to result. And then this line is done, and then we'll come to this line. Data index is now we are at 1. In the index, what will happen? Result, which is A. L means 3. L is, what is L? L is 3. So it will extract 3 letters from there, and it will give to data A. So data A will become, now here the data A will become this is the last thing that will happen in the by this line. Okay, next count. Now the count will be, now step 2 means the count will 1 to 3, it will go to 3. So the step count is 3. Now it will again go from 3, it means now it will go to 1, 2, 3. 3 is Y, so it will extract Y, and I will just do this with the Y. The next letter will be extracted as 2, and when it will be 2, so what will happen? 2 plus 1, 3. Next is 2L, and then count is 3 plus 1, 4. 4 divided by 2. 2 2s are 4. So the index will have 2 now. So we'll put 2 in the index. So 2 index means now will be on this, and the result will now become 2. And when it is Y, 2 lower. So it will not upper, it will leave it 2 lower. So the result will have 2 lower. So in the 2, we'll put, we can write it in front of it, or we can write it down to it, no issue in here. So we just write in the smaller B. All right. And then when it is B, we did this part. And then when we come here, now it is from the left. And what is in the L? In the L, we have 2. So now it's going to extract 2 letters from the result. So we'll have in the 2 part, we'll have here B and B. All right. And then it moves back, count. Now we already reached to 3. And what was the length? We have to see that the length of the is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6. Length is 6. So it means after the 3, 4, 5. The count will be 5. Count will be 5 means it will extract W and then 4. All right. And then the index is going to be 4 plus 1, 5. So count was 5. So when count is 5, count plus 5 plus 1 is 6. So 6 divided by 2, so we get 3. So index is 3. So it means we'll move to this. And then this will be, and when it is 3 and it is W, it says X, Y, Z. So there's no place for W. When there's no place for W, so nothing will happen, and it moves next. And just copy the result. So what was in L? L has 4. So just 4 of the letters of index result. What is in the result? Result last had this one. So actually result has, it has B, B, B. So what it will do, it's just take 4 letters from here, and then we'll place it in the third part, that is B, B. So this is how we do this question. All right, 6 marks for this. The pseudocode, the procedure is to be modified if procedure C is assigned a value other than X, Y, or Z. Then procedure error is called and pass the value of the variable C as a parameter. The The modification can be implemented by adding a single line of the pseudocode. And what is that? We just try to add, we need to case, the last important part of the case is otherwise. And in the otherwise, we are just going to call error. All right. And we pass C as a parameter. Where is this new line should be added? It will be added here after the Z. Okay, after the Z clause. After the Z clause. All right, this is how we do this.